There are a lot of towers in TDS, and I mean a lot. And this game is getting popular by the day. And to new players, these towers might seem a bit overwhelming at the time. You know, granted, they all have their own thing, all tiers, but every tower has their own use. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving my opinion on what I think the top 5 towers new players should be going for and how to use them best. So consider it a tier list, I don't know. But if you are a new player, I recommend you go from these towers first. So the first tower I highly recommend new players going for is the Soldier. It's a very cheap tower. This tower is a good number 5 placement, and it's very good for new beginners. Obviously, I'm doing this on Fallen mode. I meant to do Molten mode. But this tower can still hold up, even in this mode. It's actually a very easy tower to use, too. It's not very difficult. Similar to the Golden Soldier, the best way to use this tower is to place one and get it to level 2. Level 2 is the best upgrade for a soldier, at least as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the early game. You can actually get decently in Fallen mode with this. Obviously, you're not going to be using this in Fallen mode unless you're playing with friends, but as you can see here, for only $850, I'm taking out these abnormals at a fair rate. It's not actually doing too bad. And when you're playing with higher level friends, or friends like, let's say you're playing with me and I'm trying to help you out, I need to farm for higher DPS. You can be getting level 2 soldiers like this, and look at how well it's dealing with Fallen mode. These first couple of waves are easy, and obviously if you're playing with a good teammate, they'll be able to help you for the heavies or higher bosses that soldier can't really deal with. So overall, I think spamming level 2 soldiers is a great thing. And obviously in Molten mode, you're not going to be dealing with these enemies. So getting a couple level 2 soldiers and then upgrading to level 3 is the best thing you can do as a new player. You can do this in Molten mode a couple times, and this will level you up to get what I think is the number 4 most crucial tower for a new player that will help you get to that higher stage. So I'm just going to play this wave for soldier to see how well getting level 2 soldiers can do against the heavies. You know, obviously you're not going to be playing in Fallen mode as a new player, but just in case, I don't know. Let's see. In case you're playing with friends. I mean, yeah. They're dealing with it. Obviously, you would only have like 3 level 2s in a duo, but even if. So yeah, as you can see, very great cheap burst tower that new players can easily play. Definitely my number 5. Let's move on to my number 4. Alright, so as for my next best tower to get, this one is actually pretty obvious. It's the Militant. I'm doing this recording in Molten mode because this is a player or a mode that more newer players would play on. The Militant is, I cannot stress enough, the best tower you can get as a beginner. Obviously, I'm putting it at number 4 because this is not a ranking of how what the best towers are. This is a ranking of the order, if I made that clear. So Militant after Soldier should be the next thing that new players should be saving up for. Militant in Molten mode is perfect. I don't know if it can solo it. I haven't tested that theory, but you never know. So the best way to use Militant, at least in my eyes, is similar to Golden Soldier. You should be getting level 2. Level 2 is decimating. It completely decimates Molten mode. You see it here. They don't stand a chance. These zombies are just instantly dying, and I already got another one. This tower is great for Molten mode solos, and I cannot stress that enough. It is just a great tower overall. Getting level 2 militants will work. It's very cost efficient. Sorry for that cut. As I was saying, it's very cost efficient. It's easy to use. I mean, what more can I say? When you're playing with friends, this is also a really great tower. I have a friend actually who I play Fallen mode with, and he kind of sucks. But he gets militants and it actually helps out. So getting level 2 militants at the start is perfect, and then just upgrade them to upskill. Or just keep getting level 2 militants. It really doesn't matter. It can't get easier than this. just getting level 2 militants, maybe get like 3 and then start upgrading them to upscale is just truly great value for Molten mode, and you will completely shred through this mode. Obviously in the late game you have to try a bit harder, you'd have to upgrade some of your militants more, but level 2 militant just works. I mean, so far I haven't leaked at all besides getting it at the start of the game. And obviously if something leaks you can ignore it. So that is personally the next tower I think you should be getting as a new player. So let's get into the third best tower that you should be getting as a new player. Now technically, I could have buffed this tower up and combined it with the last one, but I didn't. So this time, I'm doing intermediate mode, and the next tower you think you should be getting is farm. Now, some might say that getting farm as a new player isn't really needed, but I think it's 100% needed. Farm does a lot of good things, and it's personally really it's a necessary tower, and you gotta get it eventually. And I think getting it as your third tower is perfect because it allows Militant to do intermediate mode. Maybe you can do it on its own already, but personally I think you do need farm to make games go a lot smoother. When you do play more than one person, you will have less money. It's very important to get farms. So there is a legitimate way to farm as a higher level player, which is getting level 2s. But as a new player in intermediate mode, what I recommend is starting out with the level 1 militant, as I have going right now, and then just getting level 1 farms. Level 1 farm is all you need right now. Get maybe about like 3, right? 3 is good. Get you moving, get you a couple bucks. Don't worry about all this. Militant will take it out. It's slow, I know. But you gotta, as a new player, you have to recognize that even if you leak a little bit, it's okay. You're gonna be fine. Now, once you get 3 level 1 farms, typically you might want to upgrade your militant if this is intermediate mode, or actually get another one. Either way matters, but I personally think getting another one is probably better. So this now doubles the DPS. And as a new player, what you could do, it's simple. A lot of people will tell you how to actually use farms. Don't worry about that till you get a higher level. For now, the best way to be getting farms is get all level 1s, get 8 level 1 farms, one by one. And then just upgrade them to level 2 one by one, upgrade them to level 3 one by one. And honestly, as a new player, that's all you need. Level 3 farms. Don't even max them out. I personally do not think you need to max them out. It's not exactly useless to max them out. They will still help out, but as a new player, you have to keep in mind, you're a new player. If you're playing solo in intermediate mode with only Militant only costs 7,500 to max out. You can easily max it out with level 3 farms. So personally, I think the synergy between farm and Militant is perfect. Like, look, although I am dealing with this relatively easily, I'm now making $800 extra income per wave, which now will enable me, well, actually, I'll upgrade these first. Upgrade them when you can. And now I'll get another Militant. And now we got the Ghoul, the first boss. So let's see if we can take it down. We can. Spoiler alert, this thing's really slow. It does have slight health regen. But if you keep this up, where you upgrade all your farms to level 1, then upgrade them all to level 2, then upgrade them all to level 3, while getting militants in between when you think you need them. I'm not going to make a complete guide how to do that. That just requires experience, which you'll eventually gain. You can, look, I can now upgrade this to level 2. The biggest thing I recommend with farm is upgrade them first and then use the income from the farm to upgrade the tower. I know that's kind of basic, but I did just do it there. I upgraded the farm first and then you upgrade the tower. Personally, I think that is the best way to use farm. So that is the third tower I think you should be getting as a new player. Obviously, feel free to disagree, but I mean, look at what I'm able to do. I have all this extra income, and now I have 3 level 2 militants, and this is intermediate mode. As a new player, you can follow this strategy very easily. So 4 minutes talking about farm is a bit much. I'm going to move on to number 3 now. This one's going to be a bigger jump, and this is where I think some might disagree, but I personally believe that this is the best tower to get. One of the best towers to get for your 4th purchase, I think we're on, yeah. 4th purchase. And by the way, Wasteland Farm, come on now, coolest skin. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, moving on to the next tower I think you should get. I skipped ahead a bit in intermediate mode for this. I have a bunch of level 3 farms now, and I chose the minigunner. Now, this is a bit of a jump in terms of towers. You know, you went from the cheap militant to now what is considered more of an endgame tower. But I think this tower is more than useful. This is a very great tower. So like I said in the farm strat, I only got up to level 3. Now, the way you use minigunner is simple. Level 3 is the best value for minigunner. Same thing with golden minigunner. Obviously, that's later in the game. But here's why I think minigunner is super important. Militant can only make it so far in every game mode. You know, obviously, by this point, when you unlock minigunner, you should be able to play in fallen mode. Right now, I'm in intermediate because I'm still soloing. But in a fallen mode match, where you're with higher level players, getting level 3 minigunners, getting a bunch of them is the best way you can help them. Maybe even upgrading some militants to level 3, you know, the synergy is there. Personally, I don't recommend maxing out militant when you have minigunners. I say get level 3 for the early game. I should have made that clear in the militant one, but that's fine. But once you get level 3 militants, you should be focusing on minigunners. Getting a couple level 3 minigunners is very good. It's cost efficient. And it does great DPS, and I mean like great DPS. If you can't afford level 3, maybe level 2 is fine, but I recommend using Militant until you get your level 3 farms. Then once you get your level 3 farms, get level 3 minigunners. If you've been practicing with Militant this entire time, you should be decent with getting level 3 farms right now. I had him by wave 10. So, I mean, granted, that's doing it in the most experienced way of farming, which most new players will not be. But even if you have farms around wave 14 at level 3, that's fine. You get these level 3 minigunners, and now at this point, I have 2 level 3 minigunners and 3 level 3 militants. Although I would recommend to a new player getting more level 3 minigunners if you're not in a safe spot, at my point, I can just wait to max them out. So if you're in a situation like I am, where you're doing good, and you're just waiting, just max them out. Keep skipping the wave. It might take a minute, but you're gonna be fine. I'm just gonna wait to max it out now. But like I said earlier, level 3 minigunners are the best thing you can do in fallen mode as a new player. If I'm playing with squad randoms, I made a video about that before. And honestly, I would have rather them spam level 3 minigunners than most of the things they're doing. Like, look at what it's doing to this living experiment. It's completely annihilating it. Stands no chance. Granted, its range isn't great, but that doesn't really matter. Now I'm maxing it out, and oh wow, I actually haven't seen this skin maxed out yet. That's actually pretty cool. And now it's going to do great DPS. I have it maxed out by wave 17. And now my DPS is secured for the rest of the game. Militant obviously would still be able to do great at this point, but this tower can deal with bosses, and that's the big thing about it. So, like I said for the how to use portion of this, make sure that you are spamming level 3. If you are getting level 3 towers, get like 6 level 3 minigunners. Or you don't even have to get 6, just get as many as you need, and then just start maxing them out. It's really useful. Trust me, it's a good thing to do. Now, we've gone through pretty much all of the most crucial towers. Obviously, it's shredding the treaty boss. At this point of the game, when you have militant, minigunner, and farm, you should ideally be able to triumph against patient 0. I haven't tested that. But by this point, you have a great solo thing running, and you can start playing with other people by this point. This is the point of the game where I recommend you start playing with other people, because now you have good towers. Technically, you can do this by level 30, probably. No later than level 30, you could have these towers. I don't know if that's true, though. It's been a while since I've been a low level. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm just maxing out Mercenary to see the skin, or Militant. It's a pretty cool skin. But I'm now going to get into what I think is the last tower you should be getting in your beginner phase of the game. The beginner phase, as I classify, is when you can start playing with other people. Granted, you can start playing with other people right now, but I think one more tower would really do you good if you decide to continue playing solo. So I'm going to get into what that tower is right now, and I'm going to do this in fallen mode, because by now you should be able to play fallen mode. So let's get it. Now this one might come off as controversial, but I chose the commander. Now, I'm doing this in Fallen mode. And as a new player, the map I recommend for Fallen mode is U-Turn because it's the easiest map in the entire game. Now, Commander is a support tower that buffs the fire rate of your other towers. And this is very good for the towers you're using. Right now, you have Militant and Minigunner. Two towers that benefit very well from this fire rate buff. So, I just think this is a great tower to use. Now, I'm doing some Fallen mode gameplay. As a new beginner, I'm going to just play through this a little bit. I'm going to cut the video here, and I'm going to come back when I start using Commander, and I'm going to teach how to use it. But this is the final tower I think you should be getting as a new player before you start playing with other players. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm a bit later into Fallen mode now. I'm at a point where I have good DPS, except it's not enough. As you can see, these fallen souls are now sneaking by. I'm going to upgrade this minigunner so they don't, but it's still just weak. You know, I mean, well, right now I'm killing him, but now I'm not. So the way to, what you do is you get a commander. A commander will buff the fire rate of these towers, and that will really help. Now, I'm going to keep farming in this case, right? But commander is best used in times like this, where maybe you want to have more DPS without having to spend a ton of cash. I said my best way of getting more of cost efficiently using minigunners getting level 3. But level 3 is $7,000. And a new player probably is going to have all level 3 farms. I don't even have all level 3 farms by this game. And I was using supply drops to try and make this go by any quicker. So using commander is perfect. Now, there's something called call to arms. Call to arms doubles the fire rate boost. Well, it doesn't double at later levels. It gives an extra fire rate boost every 30 seconds when you click F. Or I set it to F, or just this. So as you can see, I now have a 30% fire rate boost for a shorter amount of time. If you can get 3 commanders, you can chain this. Now, commander chaining is a skill you'll learn later in the game. I'm going to get it right now, because I want to teach it. So it's quite simple. I recommend setting your keybind to F for commander, and then once the ability of one commander ends, you use the other. You get 3 commanders total. Obviously, I can't afford 3 commanders right now. But as you can see, as soon as the final ability ended, I just used the next one. I get another call to arms. And then this is about to end, and I just use the next one. I wait some more. And then as this one's about to end, I use the next one. And this does save lives. Obviously, you don't start chaining this early. I'm doing it because I want to go to bed and finish this video before I go to bed. Actually, I don't want to die here. But you just keep using it over and over again. I'm going to UAV here. I don't want to die. And eventually, it will carry you. Alright, I think I'm dead anyway. I just wasted a UAV. That's so sad. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, I'm dead. Militant, save my life. Bang. Have my kids. I'm leaving this game anyway. So that's about it for today's video on what I think the top 5 towers you should be using are as a new player. Like I said, I hopefully gave a clear enough guide. If anyone's watching still by this point, I do hope I gave a clear enough guide on everything. Let me know what you want to see next. Maybe I'll do one for mid-game, late game, I don't know. But if I were a new player, these are the new towers I'd be aiming for. Obviously, these skills will unlock over time, and you will have to grind a little bit. But whatever the case may be, just good luck on your TDS journey, and I do hope this helped you.